Hey, True Believers, England here with another batch of new comic book reviews, and normally I try to keep these at around 10 minutes. I've got this whole thing set up. Everything's already set for this video to be 10 minutes. That being said, I've got footage of an Animal Kingdom safari ready to go in case I need more time on this first book. And you know the drill. I do multiples. Let's get this party started. Alrighty, and we're going to first start talking about this one right here, the Superman Wonder Woman book from Future State. Okay, so we all know that this is 5G. This is what Dan Didio had planned for the DC Universe. Now, I don't know what Dan Didio has against the universe, the DC Universe, but he definitely does have something. The creation of New 52 and the destruction of the post-crisis universe, to me, that kind of was a big flag, but as soon as Jeff Johns is gone, trying to revert the rebirth in the wake of great success, trying to change Rebirth back to New 52 shows that Dan Didio had something against the DC Universe. This Wonder Woman shows that DC has no fucking respect, no anything, and by the way, I did not swear there. It shows no respect for the Wonder Woman character to replace her and say, look, and if you're going to replace a classic character like Diana, like Wonder Woman, you got to make sure that what you're bringing to the table is better. In this case, she is a straight up freaking villain. So she brings down a councilman or somebody, an elected official, and she tells him that from here on in, she's going to be watching Better Fly Right or she's coming back. That's a villainous thing to do. This girl is in every way, shape, or form a bitch. From the first comic book that came out with her, I said that then, I'm going to say it now, and that's only because, in all honesty, I think using the C word, that's kind of rude, so I don't use it. And here's another thing, DC and your Wonder Woman thing, and you're looking to destroy her and all that kind of stuff. Don't put a freaking character that, like this guy right here, I forget, he's some sort of sun god or anything, but he's far more interesting than what you've turned Jonathan Kent into. Jonathan Kent, in the hands of Peter J. Tomasi, was a very freaking interesting character. Him and Damian Wayne together were amazing, and that's why people love the Super Sons. The only good character in this is this sun god who's ticked off at this other sun that comes into the universe because already Saul has replaced him and he's not going to have yet another pretender to the throne, so he goes up to fight this other sun god. At least they address the fact that two suns in our solar system battling each other has consequences. And at least they did that. So on Earth, there's things going on. But we don't really see that. Instead, we see these two fighting. And it's so much more interesting than when you bring it down to Earth and you talk to boring John Kent and the really, really bitchy Wonder Woman character that they're writing now. And let me go on a little bit about this. And let me explain, okay? I agree with this. If you have an opinion, you definitely have to back it up. I like strong female characters. You know, we always point to Ripley anytime somebody is brought up. This is not a strong character. This is a bitchy character. This is someone who uses force to get her point across. And in all honesty, she possibly is the greatest representation of of a millennial, I guess, or what do they call them? I'm going to go with millennial. Because she's a zealot. She's righteous in her opinion. Not necessarily her cause, but she's righteous in her opinion. Everything about it is right. Therefore, whatever she does to achieve, whatever she's trying to achieve, is right. So if she, brings down an elected official and physically assaults him, that's in the right if he does what she believes is the right thing. And the comic book writer treats her that way. The comic book writer treats us, the reader, or treats the character as if the reader should be looking at her and going, wow, that was cool. That's the behavior I want to emulate. And that's something I think is hugely missing from modern day comics. You know, we used to read the comic books, and even over at Marvel, where they're the world outside our window, we wanted to be the heroes. You know, you want to aspire to be as good as the heroes that we see in front of us. And that's not going on here. It definitely isn't going on here with Wonder Woman. Hey, look, I like the design. Over in the Wonder Woman comic, I think Joelle Jones drew her really nice. I think it's great art. But the character's nothing to aspire to. It's uninspiring. And that's the worst part. Wonder Woman should be the female counterpart to Superman, and I'm afraid in this case she is, because Jonathan Kent isn't inspiring either. And this comic book proves it. I don't know what Dan Didio had against the DC Universe. I don't know what modern day writers have against heroes. They most certainly aren't writing them. They'd most certainly drop the frickin' ball as far as the Future State Superman Wonder Woman book. No way, shape, or form can I recommend this. Everything that was said in this book is nonsense. And we are all dumber for having read it. What is that? Not Billy Madison. Yeah, it was Billy Madison quote, right? Yeah. Oh my God, this book, and that's the worst. You know, I could look at Green Lantern and I can go, wow, that art is horrible. That's really, really bad art. But I got to tell you something. This is the worst. This is a ruination of heroes. This is everything that reading comic books should be about. It's the destruction of. And it's all taken form in this one comic book. And I know what you're thinking. Tell us what you really feel. Well, this book sucks. Unfortunately, doesn't cover it. This is the anti-comic book. The DC Future State, Superman and Wonder Woman is the anti-comic book. Because it actively goes against everything that we loved comics for. Okay, now let's get on to the other reviews. So I got to Unkindness of Ravens, number 4, all caught up, ready for the last issue, and everything I've suggested might have been going on is actually going on. So I don't know how I feel about that. Am I proud because I guessed this book from start to finish? Or is it more of a... so it's following the formula all the way to the end. No surprises. Really, no surprises. The dad knew something about it. She's related to the missing girl that looks exactly like her. Everybody in the town knows who she is and she doesn't. Everybody... Oh, hold up. Cops coming. Everybody who is anywhere near this young lady is in on the whole secret thing. Nobody's really looking out for her interests, even though they say they are. This is exactly where I thought this book was going, so I don't know what to do anymore because I know how it's going to end as well. And it's going to be an open ending, so they could leave it for Unkindness of Ravens Part 2, I'm sure. It's good. I mean, you know, I'm not going to say this is a bad book. I'm not going to say I'd put it down or I was like, well, okay, if it's going to do exactly what I thought it was going to do, I'm going to... No, it's not what it's about. It's how it's about it, and this goes about everything very well. This is very much a Talking Heads book, though. That one is absolutely plain to see. And there's not exactly a lot of excitement as far as action or anything is concerned. So really the only thing that you have here is drama. The better part, by the way, was this scene between the young lady here and her father. At one point, I thought he was going to say, well, I'm not your dad, ha 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 ha. But no, he actually did not do that. It's just that he was like, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you didn't know about that I was lying about. So here, let me get drugged up and drink, and I'll tell you about it. So it was one of those kind of situations. I don't know. Overall, like I said, there's one issue to go. I'm with it. I'm not as excited as I was before, but it has been losing me. Like I said in the review of the third issue, it's about damn time to or get off the pot. And I guess they're getting off the pot, but I don't know. We'll see if it holds up. We'll see if this will be any good as the story continues. One thing I can say is good as the story continues is Juggernaut. This is issue number 5. I do believe it, did it come out this week or last week? I think it was last week. So Juggernaut's talking to the villainous Professor Xavier to say, hey, you got to take this girl. She's a mutant. But the girl's like, no, I'm not a mutant every time they mention something. Well, Juggernaut knows he's got to break into this other dimensional prison. And he doesn't exactly know if there's a way out. So he tells the girl to stay behind, and he's trying to get her to go onto the island of Krakoa so she's safe when he makes this journey. I love the fact that he gets put down right away, and we find out that S.H.I.E.L.D. has been using villains' technology in ways to take down other bad guys, so they take them down using Swarm. I thought that was awesome. So the girl comes in, and she starts messing with the controls. And they're like, whoa, we are in the sky. She didn't know they were in the sky. And we find out that they're on a S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier, and that's the new prison. So Juggernaut talks him into, well, okay, look, we'll go our own separate ways, blah, 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 yada, yada. Which I thought was weird. I'm like, you've got the Juggernaut right there. Get him. But he starts talking to her, and he's saying, yeah, you are a mutant. Why do you keep saying that you're not a mutant? And spoiler alert, by the way, if I haven't done that already. She explains. Well, you know what? I'm not going to explain why. But she gives a decent excuse as to why she doesn't want to be called a mutant or accept the fact that she is one. But he talks her into going to Krakoa anyway, and it lets her in, so obviously she is. A good story. So far, Juggernaut has just been knocking it out of the park. It is one of the better books that Marvel is doing these days. I know that's not saying much, but hey, at least we have one. So next up is Suicide Squad number 11, and from one of Marvel's best books to one of DC's worst, I really wanted to like this series. I did. I like the Suicide Squad as a concept. You know, this guy's a fat speedster. Like, why do that? What's the point? The whole point of they're burning energy constantly. So why is he fat? It's body positivity. No, it's not. I'm fat. Stay thin. Stay healthy. It's ridiculous. Anyway, and that idea, and those ideas, by the way, also are very much inherent in what I was talking about with Future State. And I get it. Suicide Squad's supposed to be villains, but these aren't villains. These are new characters. These are supposed to be the heroes. It's not like they're in this new version of Suicide Squad, they took Captain Boomerang and Harley Quinn back when she was a bad guy. It doesn't make sense if you make Harley Quinn a good guy for her to be in Suicide Squad, by the way. But these are supposed to be heroes. And they embody everything that the Wonder Woman did. We are righteous in our cause because we believe our cause is righteous. Not that we have any proof of it, but we feel that it's right. Therefore, anything we do in pursuit of our cause is right. And that's how they write these characters. And of course, you have to have the big old smackdown of the adults. Everybody comes down and are like, yeah, I'll take you on. It's like nobody's intimidated by the big guys. And all that does is serve to make the Justice League look weak. As a matter of fact, it's brought up. I mean, imagine, say, and I've seen this happen. Actors still get starstruck. Yeah, they do their job, but it's like, holy crap, I'm working with so-and-so. So even if you're a superhero, if Superman walks up to you, you're going to be intimidated just because it's Superman. But they don't play it off like that. They play it off like, yo, he got bitch slapped by the man. It's ridiculous. That's not the exact dialogue, but it might as well have been. There's not much I could say good about the Suicide Squad book, and I really am disappointed in that. Like I said, I was hoping that this would be good, but unfortunately, you know what? Here you go. They drew one of the evil bad guy politicians to look like Donald Trump. That's where this book comes from. But that's my opinion. What is yours? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, ring the notification bell if you haven't done it already. Make sure notifications are set on all so you don't miss anything. Cool things happen around these parts. Also, go on over to Patreon, Ko-Fi. Links in the description below. Drop $1 in the till to help us keep making videos for you and help us keep our lights on. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers. Thank you very, very much for watching.